welcome on into DMS Adventures Tavern, where adventure is always on the menu. We are here for our Eberron Oracle of War campaign, but before we jump into that, let's go ahead and go over our weekly schedule. On Mondays, we have our Dragon of Icespire Peak adventures, as our adventuring party is going through and they're slowly getting closer to being able to go find that dragon. Hopefully they find it and take care of it before it finds them again. Then we, of course, are here for our Friday Oracle of War campaign in Eberron. Then on Saturday, we have our Strixhaven College of Chaos, where our adventuring party, the Haven's Heroes, have just had what is truly the, college prom. And they will be finishing up their third year this week, and so join us for that to find out what comes after their third year before they start their final year at Strixhaven. All right, so when we last left off, what happened here? Why is it not? Okay, hold on, we'll go back here. Apparently, it decided it didn't want to be on the right page. That's weird. That's really weird. Dear Roll20 page, why are you not showing me? You do exist, I promise. Haha, there we go. Alright. There we go. Yes. Oh! Hey, look at that. Do you have them? Have some? Okay, I got it. It is treat time, guys! We are starting a brand new bag of treats. All right, and the baby's not completely comfy on the couch, so he's actually going to get treats today.
One of their favorite, what is it, like backyard barbecue mix?
It is backyard barbecue mix. Yep.
They love the meats.
They do love the meats. It's true. They do.
Doesn't our proficiency go up too?
It went from 2 to 3.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yep. So, all right. With that, when we last left off, you guys had, quite the, what's the word I'm looking for? Not necessarily flashback, because it wasn't actually a flashback for you, but a dream. And in that dream, you guys, actually took on the personas of, some previous adventurers. And in doing so, you ended up learning a little bit as you went, but also you, thanks to, if I remember correctly, I believe, no, because you were the last one up. I believe, Cooper, it was your character was the last person, or no,
Captain.
No, that's right, it was Arthur. That's right. Arthur was the last one, alive, and they found that this adventuring party led a certain necromancer to this artifact that they were trying to acquire, and you recognized her as the necromancer you had dealt with the undead of just recently, but a much younger version. So that led you to the name of, let's see, what was it? It was the Crystal Skull was the item that you were going for. But upon coming back to yourselves, you recognize the name Morgrave as Morgrave University. And you figured that going there might, in fact, lead you to some answers. And after all, you've survived an attempted assassination. And, you decided to travel to Sharn, the City of Towers, to find answers at Morgrave University.
Actually, did we ever identify the gauntlets that Dorian brought back from the
They were just regular gauntlets. They were not magical, unfortunately. No. They just looked cool.
Pretty sure they were gauntlets of gunslinging. Give you like an extra +2 to your rolls when using firearms.
I'm pretty sure not.
Are you
and it
sure?
comes
Are you
with
positive?
the infinite ammunition and quick load.
Right. No. So with that, okay. Okay. Gauntlets of familiar petting. Exactly. That's the ones. That's the ones. Of familiar wrangling. Yes. Okay. So, as you guys, you board a lightning rail to the city of Sharn. It is by far the most industrial of cities that you guys have been to. Okay. So, Sharn is the city of towers. And look, I have a picture showing you what kind of the little bit of the layout of the city, as it were.
That's cool.
Right. Thank you, Beetle and Grim, for having a really cool picture from when they did their box for this. The mighty towers of Sharn are shrouded behind gray clouds as you arrive at the city. Rain seems to fall in sheets across the city, choking its bridges, mezzanines, and plateaus in wet gloom. Your lightning rail thunders into Terminus Station, where you are greeted by a team of House Orion porters. As your luggage is unloaded, one of them hails a sky coach to take you to your destination in the city. Now, it is by far a town or a city that you you spent the ride carving yourselves an old man cane. That's fair. That's fair.
Nice.
Well, yeah, of course it's an arcane firearm, but I mean, I like old man cane better. It's a good name for it. Now this may be, in fact, the first time that that you, as your characters, have experienced this town. It is a towering metropolis, home to about 500,000 or so residents, predominantly human, living together in crowded communities. It's a city of mile-high towers connected by bridges, where magic seems to power lighting, transportation, and communication. Wait, that's kind of what it happens in real life. It's magic that electricity, it is magic, right? There are 5 quarters hosting a cluster of core towers divided into the upper, middle, and lower wards. The district of the Skyway floats above the highest of the towers. Now, the higher that you go, the more affluent neighborhoods, as it were. You might be stabbed for a few coins in the lower city and your attire scoffed at the upper city. But even major religion has places of worship here. And there's always a way to buy what your heart's desire in the right section of town, of course. Now, Sharn was never besieged during the last war, but many of its people are survivors or refugees from its aftermath. So, keep that in mind as you traverse the town.
Depending on which of the houses we're have connection to, would we have been here before?
Depending on which, yes, those that have connections to certain towns, most likely you did. Yes. I mean, after all, Sharn is the largest city in this continent. So, there is, yes, there is the odds that you have, in fact, been, in the general vicinity before.
Is this where the Watchers are from?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. I'm a local.
Yeah, so you definitely would have been here before. Yes. All right. So as you have arrived and your bags are taken off of the lightning rails, I assume that you are headed straight to the university.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, actually, I don't know. Are we? Or we want to explore first?
I'll be the tour guide.
Okay. All right.
If we do need to go somewhere, I need to make a quick stop.
I was to say, all of you that are connected to houses, there are houses here within, house representatives within this. So, yes. Okay, so where do you need to go, there, Joe?
Well, I'll ask, is there a magic shop?
Oh, yeah, there is. There's definitely magic shops around here. Okay. You've... Okay. The biggest thing that, that you need to watch out for, and this is something you would have told them on the way here, is you need to, if nothing else, watch your step, as you can fall hundreds of feet before striking the ground, depending on where you are in the city, as it is made up of balconies and the like. In fact, there is a local newspaper known as the Sharn Inquisitive that you see as you're getting off of the train. Just this week, a woman in the Middle Central was squashed to death by a drunk that fell on her from the upper wards. The guy survived.
Wait.
She did not, of course.
Oh, that's sad.
Yep. So, yeah. Okay. The city of Sharn does have a number of major shopping districts. One of which is the Trade Fair District in Middle Central focuses on top quality goods, everything you need to maintain a wealthier, aristocratic lifestyle. North Market in Lower North Edge has a fine selection of common goods, and almost anything else can be found in the Bazaar of Middle Dura, as long as you're not concerned about the origin of such second-hand goods. And Tavrick's Market in Middle Tavrick is a place for produce and other goods brought in from farms and artisan workshops outside of Sharn. But yes, there's a lot of things here within the city. There's also a bunch of different, groups and guilds and temples and shrines and the like. I think you would probably be safe to point out that you can find some magic shops along the way. Yeah, what are you looking for there, Joe?
Well, I need to acquire a new spell book.
Okay.
To Hopefully, with my studies with healing magic.
Okay. Okay. You can definitely, like, a spellbook is easy to find within this town. There's lots of mageites and adepts that can be found in almost any part of this town, so you can easily find another spellbook.
Well, there's one in particular I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm. And you can find it if you would like. Mm-hmm.
Now remember, find it and afford it are two different things.
It is.
Very much so. I myself will choose to grace the local gun store.
Okay. Okay.
Can I find those mythical, affordable magic items here?
Those mythical, affordable magic items? Perhaps. Yeah.
Also, would braces improve my AC at all?
Bracers of defense would improve your AC, yes.
No, just regular ones.
Oh, regular bracers, no.
For a second, I thought you said braces, and I was very confused. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, they'll improve the defense of her chomping down on biting you.
Another D4 with a slashing damage.
Right?
Hey, my brother had LASIK surgery. He came home. I smiled at him, and he screamed because the light reflected off my braces.
Okay. You know, taking Featherfall would be a great use in this town, yeah. You did not take it, but that would have been good.
I
And
think
I was
I
so
have
cool
it.
here.
I
Okay.
don't think I have it prepared yet.
Okay. Just for reference, and this is other things that you would have shared with the class, as it were. Each ward takes about 30 minutes or so walking to cross it. Dura and Tavik's landing are especially large, however, so it does take a little bit longer. You know, it's about an hour to cross those because they are much larger wards. Let's see here.
Is this where we would have come in, the lightning rail?
Yes.
Oh, here.
You pulled into...
Terminus.
Yes. Yeah. This spot right here with the yellow is where you are starting your exploration from, yes. So you are on the lower Tavik's landing. All right. So in going, let's see. Okay. That's not what I wanted. So you can find a awakened spellbook. That's not a problem.
Well, I can make a awakened spellbook.
Yeah, you can find a spellbook and then just awaken it. Oh, you're looking for an arcane grimoire. Oh, that's different now. That is very different. Okay. 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 Let's see here. I would say that, yeah, you could probably, yeah, you could find one. It'd be expensive, but you could find one. You would be looking at, let's see here. You know what? Joe, roll 5 D100s for me, please.
Damn.
And I'm gonna let the dice decide how much this arcane grimoire is.
All ones. Come on, Joe. Ooh.
220 gold.
It's actually not bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
So, just so you know, uncommon items. So this would be just the regular +1 arcane grimoire. Yeah, up to around 500 gold. So you find one for 220 gold.
Nice.
Okay. What yeah. So you let's see here. Who else was going shopping? Dorian, you said you were going to the gun store?
I was.
Okay. What are you looking for?
Something with a little more stopping power, so
Okay.
I suppose either a hunting or an automatic rifle.
Okay. Well, you happen to have the list of them. As a matter of fact. So,
Did I do?
yeah, there's in your gunslinger subclass is the list of the pistols and the weapons.
This
And their
doesn't
cost.
have the. So this has like the palm pistols, the blunderbuss. I don't know what bad news is. A hand motor, which I'm assuming is some type of explosive thing.
These are the D&D options for weapons.
Bad news was like a long range rifle.
It's two-handed. Yep.
There's more showing in or roll 20.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, if you search rifle, it shows antimatter, laser rifle, automatic, and hunting.
Huh.
I think that's from the DMG.
I mean, bad. What is bad news? That'd be fine too.
Let's see. Okay, so there is others that are coming up. Okay. Okay.
The link that you got from our good friend Anna, wouldn't that include his subclass?
It would.
Ooh.
Which is one of the many reasons I was super excited about that. Yes.
Because, I mean, if bad news is a rifle, I could do that. It's a single shot. That's kind of weird, but compared to the other two. But this one also says crafted on it.
It does, because it is a specifically handcrafted gun. Yeah, the gunslinger subclass paperwork that you have is from the Wildmount book. So, okay. Because it has, yeah. So, I mean, you could do a hunting rifle. We could do that. Yeah. You would...
That I could afford an automatic thing anyway, level 5.
Right.
200
That's
gold.
exactly.
And just barely paid for my book. Everything total. Yeah.
Level 5?
Right. So...
So, I paid for my book.
Okay. We will say, you know what? Well, I'll give you the same deal I gave to Joe. Roll me 5 D100s.
Oof. Alright. Give me all ones. Oh.
That's not
You
bad.
wanna-
You got one. You got one.
It's not bad. Little under 200.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay. All right. So, okay. So you now have a hunting rifle,
He will finally match his token.
right? Okay.
We'll then go find Raven and show her my new toy.
Okay.
Well, that's awfully exciting, sugar.
should definitely help in some of our more harrowing encounters.
Okay. Thank you, Bob, for that, by the way. He did put into chat what the blunderbuss would be the equivalent of.
That would be funny.
Okay.
Creep his head into it and shoot it at somebody.
Right. Okay. So,
Pardon?
okay, is anybody else need to go shopping for anything else?
I want to go visit my friend and get my tattoos.
Okay. You can do that. Okay. What's the perception roll there for? What are you trying to perceive?
Is that a cat?
Oh! No.
Who are we putting a leash on?
Hmm?
I'm slightly concerned.
Are there cats here?
Apparently,
It's-
Krebus is looking for a leash. Joe,
I don't know, I see videos of people walking their cats. It always looks weird.
We can do that.
we can.
we
Well,
used
with
to be
Dylan.
able to.
Who said he was looking one for the cat?
That
I
was
know,
never
that's why I'm concerned.
no kink
Krebus?
shaming.
Krebus is looking for leashes like for kids, so I'm not sure if that's better.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you can, the party has separated once too often. True facts. True facts. Yeah, it's true. Cinder Striker. In going to see your friend, you actually receive a note to from your friend Z. It's just signed with a Z. It's not signed with their actual name. No, you know exactly what it is, but apparently not the no, not the person who gives you this note, because Zraha had decided she didn't want to leave the name for anybody else to know. It says to meet her when you get into town at the Golden Horn. It is a upscale inn near the university.
So that's going to be above us, yeah?
Yes.
So I can just go when we get to that section instead of...
Yep. Yep. So there is so you now know that apparently at least the leader of the Grey Dogs is here, if not all of the Grey Dogs. So, okay. Yes. Are anyone else? That's a good start there, Dorian. I like your purchase. It's working well already.
I clearly bought the lemon. Good thing I kept my receipt.
You did
That one
not
was
get a
built on
receipt.
its side.
No receipts. Nope. All right.
Since I'm there, how much is a common magic tattoo?
Let's see. That, okay. So, depends on the type of tattoo.
Spell rot.
Okay.
First level.
Roll a D100 for me. 69 gold.
Never mind. Thinking to get Featherfall just in case he's.
That's fair. Yep. The cheapest tattoo is 50 gold. Just for reference. For common, that is the cheapest. It's 50 to 100 gold for a common tattoo. So, yep. Okay. All right. Is anybody else going to any of the other houses that they are associated with, or anything like that?
I mean, I'm trying to figure out if I am associated with the house, because I'm like, if everyone else is from here, I'm probably from here, rat?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Yeah, not necessarily.
I don't know if I'd choose.
Yeah, and not everybody doesn't necessarily have to have been from here, because there is like, so the houses is very similar to, like, to use a generalized term, it's like all of the sororities and fraternities. Every college has one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This is the largest city in the continent, so there is, of course, a house of all of the houses.
If you have the spells of the mark, doesn't that put you from a house?
Yes.
Yes. I'm from one of the houses, but I'm retired, so I'm not interested in going.
Yep.
The House of Healing is where I'm.
Right. Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, I've
I don't-
been here before, but just in passing and never
Are the-
higher than the first level.
let's see. Are the spells the spells you get associated with the house that you're from?
Yes.
I don't remember. So spells of the mark. Where are?
You are a mark of the finding.
That makes it easy then. Hasn't been up until then, or up until now, so I kind of forgot.
That's why it's in your little folder of things. With your character sheet.
Finding is on what side of the screen?
Let's see. Okay. Do.
Oh.
Where was I supposed to meet Z?
What?
Where was I supposed to meet Z?
At the Golden Horn.
Looks like Tharashak? Yeah. Like a griffin.
Yep.
I thought that was a manticore.
Is it?
The House of Finding.
Oh, no, you're right. It's a Manticore.
Mine was the Griffin.
Anyways, okay, so, okay. So, yes?
How long would it take for us to get to the school?
Based on the fact that you came into the town, down here at the very bottom, I would say, it's going to take you a while to get there, but also you guys are, you know, doing some shopping and whatnot, because it is up at the top. University District is up here.
Alright, I'll actually visit the house just to see what's going on.
Okay.
I think it's in the middle.
Okay.
So as we go up, I guess that's how this works.
Yep.
I'll just do a quick check out the house, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to awaken my new spell book and attune to it.
Okay. You can do that.
Actually, everybody should have more money because we found 700 gold and I split it among us.
Okay.
Right,
Well,
I
there you
forgot.
go.
Wait, I think I bought health
You would have
potions.
gotten 100 and wait.
Altogether, we had 225.
You would have gotten 100
I thought it was
already.
205, and then you could have taken others if you didn't take one of the other
That
rewards.
is the rewards from the adventures, and then Tor, you guys found extra. Yeah.
Everybody got 116, and Sir got 1 gold.
Yeah, that was extra above that. I forgot about that. So you have an additional 116 gold, and Sir got 1.
Huh, I didn't know that. I got more gold than I thought.
Yep.
I suppose
Mm-hmm.
I suppose I too will go check in on my house.
Okay.
I
Okay.
have been away for so long.
You have. All right. Okay. Okay. So, the Mark of Healing House. There is one here within the town. It is not the main headquarters of the house. You do know that is in Vedikar, but they do have a house here that that is that does provide a vital service, but also there is a school for healers here as well. Okay. And so you can go and check in with them and okay.
Did you find my stuff?
Joe, you actually receive from the house a potion of healing.
Oh.
And as you look at it, you realize it's not just a regular potion; it is a greater potion.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
I need to practice my potion making too. I need to practice a lot of things, really.
Okay. As Dorian, as you head to your house as well, you know that this again is not the main headquarters, but there is a house here. The house Therask is one of the younger of the Dragon Mark houses, and so there is not quite as an elaborate setup here, but you are able to find the house, and you're able to check in with them. In doing so, you learn that let's see here. Let's see here. You learn that you guys have just arrived in time for the upcoming race of the 8 winds. There is the race of the 8 winds is going to be starting tomorrow. So you guys are just in time for that. And so you know that this is a test of aerial cavalry. So you yeah, you know that there's usually like 8 competitors. Each of them rides a different type of flying creature, except for one who, the gargoyle named Charlag, who flies under his own. So yeah, so you are reminded that that is happening tomorrow, and so be careful if you're in the any of the sections of Dura, as that is happening tomorrow.
What's typically the reward or reason for doing this?
'Cause it's fun.
That point.
Yeah. Mainly, it's one of the sports and games that happens here. But yeah, that one is the most celebrated, as you'll realizing this now that you remember this. They actually Dura itself is divided into 8 regions, each of which like tends to be represented by a different mount, different type of animal, and it is those animals that are raced through this, and it's just a fun way. It's a modern race test of speed and skill. Yeah, it's like they literally use anything and everything to win. The only weapon a rider can carry is a light sporting crossbow, but the actual steeds can use their talons or beaks or whatever. And yeah, it's literally just a fun event to tie the city together. Yeah. As for anything else from the city, yeah, not a whole lot of just the normal stuff going on. And they tell you, let us know if there's anything that we can do for you while you're here.
Will do.
I mean, you're not wrong, Krebus. You're not wrong. Yeah. So, yeah. All right.
I mean, I've never seen a Pegasus in person before, or a hippogriff for that matter.
But I still I would know of the different animals.
You do. A hippogriff, Pegasus, eagle, owl, hawk, griffin, gargoyle, and lightwing. Yep.
I know all of those are the ones participating in this event.
Not
Or at least
necessarily. Let's see here.
the Griffith, Hawk Owl, Eagle, and Gargoyle. Kind of glide wing, whatever that is.
Let's see. It is. Let's see. The reigning champion is the Pegasus of Highwater, whose supporters seem to be wearing white and silver. The Hippogriff is tied to Overlook and Dagger Watch in the Upper Dura. Its colors are white and gold. Detractors often say that the Charm Watch favors the Hippogriff, and, go figure. The Beasts of Middle Dura is the Eagle, whose supporters wear brown and gold. The Owl, which are brown and gray. The Hawk, which is tan and brown. And then there are the beasts of Lower Dura, but they're more infamous than really competitors, as it were. So the griffin, whose colors are brown and red, has never won a race, but there can be gold made by betting on which opponent will bring it down. And then the glidewing, which supporters wear green and gray. And then of course there is there used to be Malian's Gate used to be represented by the bat, but about 12 years or so ago they changed their mascot to the gargoyle, which is black and gray, and that is Karalag. So and yeah,
But are they all competing tomorrow?
they are all competing.
Well, my dear, if you do want to see some of these flying creatures, many of them will be represented in the race tomorrow if you'd like to accompany.
It does sound quite delightful, doesn't it?
We can even get you something festive to wear for the occasion.
Yes, what does one wear to these sort of things? Do they wear the big hats and whatnot? It is a race, after all.
British.
You do know that depending on the colors that you choose to wear during the race will determine how you are seen as to, which colors support which riders. And, yeah. So, honestly, there's one thing that in the Middle Dura, if you wear the colors of tan and brown, representing the hawk, you can usually get a pretty good price at the inn. But other than that, it depends on what colors you choose as to what could be, perceived. So.
Well, I am a bit of a gunslinger, so either eagle or a hawk would make do. So I suppose odds will be eagle, evens will be a hawk. Eagle it is.
Eagle it is. All right. There you go. So, brown and gold. Okay.
I do fancy those colors anyway.
They represent the Broken Arch and Stormhold in Middle Dura. All right.
Be of high class, so I'll be looking for something to represent the Pegasus.
Okay.
I do come up from a noble background, after all.
Well, there you go. So, you do know that is, that is surround. Okay. And, all right. Krebus, give me an investigation check, please. Okay. You can, in fact, find a set of ears if you would like. Even his own ears, I know, right? Yes. Yeah, so if you would like to describe the type of ears that you decide on, you are more than welcome to do so. Because you can find, for you especially being a Warforged are very popular here. You can find just about any type of ears that you would like to have. So yeah. So if you would like to describe what do your ears look like there, Krebus? What do you decide on? Can you guys hear him? I cannot hear him.
No.
Nope.
Like the light, it lights up, but I don't hear anything from you, Bob. That's weird. Strange. Okay. Forget.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. There we go.
Is
He hasn't decided on an ear yet.
Okay. Well, you can. Whenever you do, you can decide on whatever it looks like. You forgot something on the train? What did you forget, Joe? Oh, your potion of the day. Swiftness. Okay. Hey, look, you can move around town even faster. If you take the potion.
Did a power walk.
Yep, that's a power walk potion. Yep. Okay. It should really be called the potion of power walking. Yes. Okay. All right. Is anybody else looking for anything else other than going shopping? Of course, in the fashion district, you can do that.
You know, I'm just gonna, I don't know if I went by myself or whatever, but rejoin and tell him that Z wants to meet us.
Okay. Okay. You can do that. So yeah, you guys find out that Z is here, well, in town, and wants to meet you when you guys got to town. So, all right. Okay. And all right. Anybody else have anything else that you want to do?
No, just accompanying Raven.
Okay.
and of course, we're shopping for outfits, but that doesn't need to be there.
Of course you are. Okay. All right. So, all right. Let's see here. Okay. Well then, yeah. Okay. Well, oops, that's not what I wanted to move. Put it back on there. Go to the map layer, would you please? Because apparently I did not put you on the map layer. There we go. All right. So, we're gonna fast forward a little bit. You guys have done your shopping. You have all of the items and things that you need, and you are able to eventually find your way to the Golden Horn, which is an upscale inn near the university. And you're able very easily. I mean, she doesn't blend into a crowd real easy. So it's pretty obvious, Zuraha, you can find her.
I was gonna say, are they gonna give me a hard time for trying to go in there because it's fancy?
No, actually, as it seems that your description was given at the door. And you find that she's in a kind of a private booth, back towards the back of the tavern that is built into this inn. And as she sees you approach, she seems to lift a hand, and you see some drinks are brought over to the table as well.
Dorian, I bet they have ice here.
I do declare.
They do, and you see there is ice in your drinks.
It truly does feel good to be back home.
The only place I've ever seen in this town that has ice. Like, I've never seen ice
Voices,
anywhere but
ice.
this
How I'm surprised I miss you so much.
Yes, I'm definitely pointing this out to Joe. But this is ice. The civilized part of the world is what we use to cool our beverages.
Amazing.
So Z tells you, so you guys are here about the Oracle, right?
Well, how do you know?
Well, I mean, I was with you when you found it, remember?
Oh, that's right. You were there.
So, I came up a little early trying to find out some information before, that I could possibly bring back, as my business brought me here anyway. So I figured, well, glad to see I was right in assuming that you would go visit our friend. As she looks over at Cinderstriker. And kind of gives you that knowing glance. I don't know. I think so. You heard the word university. So yeah, you know that you're going to a school. Yeah. And she looks over at you, Cinderstriker, and she's like, yeah, I wondered if you would actually come, considering that I assume you guys are headed to Morgrave University, right?
Well, yes, of course.
Yeah, I'm surprised that you're going there, Cinderstriker.
I don't really wanna.
Well, I mean, things that I've learned since I got here, actually, no, I kind of knew this one before, but the university is rife with greedy treasure seekers, so be careful who you talk to about, the thing. Some people would probably kill to get their hands on it. But
So we've said.
I mean, that's how it works. But I did learn, though, that many experiments attempting to harness the power of divination on the battlefield took place during the last war. There's a group called Ondar's Arcane Congress, which I didn't know about before, but apparently they had their own program that they codenamed Leadbreaker, dedicated to creating a battlefield oracle. Well, let's just say I also learned that one of the scholars at the university, a guy named Zelmar, is apparently an Adranian exilist who worked on the program. I talked to him, and he said that he would, look at if I could provide him with the oracle, he would look at it. But, well, he needs help with a task of his own first, and, well, I didn't bring my group with me, and so I was kind of hoping that you guys would get here before I left. He said he would fill me in when I brought my group back in person.
And you trust this Zelmar?
I mean, about as far as I could throw him. But, yeah.
You can throw people pretty far.
I
That's farther than me.
I can, but, I mean, let's just say, I think he's one of our better leads as to finding out information. Although there is another lead that I did learn, and, well, this is a little more difficult to achieve, and one I hadn't quite figured out how to accomplish yet. You see, and kind of looks over at Dorian, knowing that that you are associated with law enforcement of this town. Kind of looks at you, gauging exactly where you would fall in this before she says, so there's got a Sphinx resident of the university. And well, let's just say Flamewind is an expert on the draconic prophecy. Unfortunately, only the deans only grant audiences with the when the Sphinx demands them. So it's a little more difficult to get an audience with them. The only solution I've come up with so far is that we would actually have to break into Lareth Hall to speak to the Sphinx. I mean, I'd help you break in, unless you guys can come up with a better way to do it. But I mean, either way, I'm here to help if you guys need me.
You're asking to break into the university.
I mean, I'm not asking.
But you're asking us, if I understand you correctly.
No, I'm suggesting a course of action. There's a difference.
And remind me again, what was so important in this? What you're hoping to uncover?
Well, the only way to talk to the Sphinx is the Sphinx demands it. So it's not like we can, just go in and ask to talk to him. So, it's a matter of trying to figure out how to talk to him, and the only way I can figure that out to do so is, well, to enter into the hall and talk to him. And since, there's none of you are students, and, I don't know how else to get in there but break in.
What exactly do you mean? These are all students.
Not of the university.
Well, perhaps that we can fake some papers.
We can enroll.
That would take too long. What would I know about said Sphinx in relation to the law as far as getting an audience, subpoenas and such?
Literally only when they demand it.
We could convince them that we are enrolled.
No. That plan, I fear, is doomed to fail.
I do have a
Perhaps
question,
I could
though.
convince them.
What is your question, Joe?
Do you know anyone from the university that's out sick or with a family far away?
I do not. No, I'm sorry.
Because if that's the case, I will be able to transform us into one of the students there. And we could just talk to the Sphinx. Only one of us can.
Well, in theory, if we were to try to pose as someone, never mind. Yes, the spell might be the best way to go about that.
It's a potion. But yeah.
How long would said potion last?
I never tried it before. So if well, 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
I've never tried the poster before.
My dear Joe, nothing good lasts 10 minutes. Of that, I'm sure we can all agree. Well, I fear that our only option is to break and enter. So if it is for the good of the land, then I suppose I can look the other way.
Question: you're arriving at this conclusion.
Well,
What conclusion?
That breaking and entering is the only means by which we can enter the university.
it's
Well,
not. You can enter the university, but the deans only grant audiences with the Sphinx when the Sphinx demands them.
well, perhaps we can get the Sphinx to demand it.
And how are you going to get the Sphinx to demand it, if not talking to him?
Well, do you have any knowledge of previous people who have been granted audience with the Sphinx? Perhaps we can arrive at a conclusion as to why he asked for audiences.
I do not. However, I mean, there's, I don't. The only one I really know on the campus, that I've talked to is Zelmar. But yeah.
Do you have any portraits of any of the chairmen by chance so that we can look at?
I do not.
Do they have any that we could see at the university?
Perhaps.
Perhaps a portrait hall.
Perhaps.
And perhaps that might not be around to notice that there's two of them.
Honestly, I don't spend a lot of time here. I literally just, I had to bring some stuff up to the town and figured I'd ask around while I was here.
Actually, wait a minute. I'm a private investigator of the Watch, but I'm sure I've had to do my own bit of B&E on the basis of uncovering necessary information on past cases.
Okay.
So, if it's necessary, I'd be okay with it. If it's for the right reasons.
It might be interesting enough for the Sphinx to request you. Yes.
Is there a way to get a message directly to the Sphinx?
Not that she's figured out.
Do we know anybody who has regular audience with the Sphinx, or perhaps the Sphinx has an assistant?
Do we know the Sphinx's name?
Yeah, his name is Flame Strike, I believe. Hold on. Flamewind.
I could make a note that no one else can read and put it inside something else saying to get it to the Sphinx, possibly? I don't know. That'd be one way to safely say we have this thing without saying to everyone we have this.
I mean, perhaps Zell might know more. I mean, he is at the university. I don't know for sure. I mean,
Maybe we probably should go talk to him anyway. See what's the other option, right?
Yep. Like I said, I will, go with you if you, yeah.
Yes, that'd definitely be appreciated.
Okay. Then of course.
Is it possible the Sphinx would be interested in my taking the children on a field trip to the university?
I don't know.
They all seem so adamant about attending that they're willing to break the law to get in.
Well, maybe you don't want to tell the university people that.
Yeah. Maybe not that.
I wasn't going to explain that portion. That was for us.
Okay.
So we're really doing this. We're really going into the university.
Well, we're certainly gonna try.
Okay, I need to talk to everyone in a more private place. Just a couple minutes.
Okay.
Perhaps we should find a room to stay in before we go exploring more.
Agreed.
What sort of inns are around here?
Well, you're at one to begin with.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Golden Horn.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can afford this.
And
Did Arthur say that out loud?
I would think so. Yeah.
Okay, because revealing that information in a city with so many ears is probably inadvisable.
Well, I think he would have whispered it. He wouldn't have said it straight out right.
No, but I mean by how would we tell the Sphinx this information without revealing it to somebody?
Well, we wouldn't, unfortunately,
That
but
would be where the secret note could come in, but there's still no guarantee that it would actually get to this thing.
It's true. So, on the middle Tavix landing, there is there's a couple of different spots that you could go. There's also lower Tavix landing, which Cinder Striker, you are well aware of. A comfortable inn that specializes in fulfilling fantasies. That is.
Let's to get up to enough already. We don't need to.
But I mean, in the spectrum of stuff on the lower end of this, that's still fairly nice, is Velvet's. But you're right, probably not. Middle landing, there's a place called the Tooth and Nail. It's a comfortable tavern devoted to the sport of Harakas. There's also a place called Red Blades, which is a comfortable tavern catering to the adventurers of the Death Skate Guild. There's which is a society of adventurers who hone their skills and seek profitable work, is what the Death's Gate Guild is. Then there's also on the middle Tavix landing a a tavern and inn called the Bloody Mug. That one is more aimed towards like immigrants or travelers.
Well, I didn't mean that we had to like completely leave. Just like
Yeah, no, I'm just telling you about the
stuck into
inns.
a corner somewhere.
And then let's see here. There's in let's see. So then let's see. In Dura, there's let's see here. A tavern in Middle Dura called the King of Fire. It's a tavern and gambling hall known as one of the safest places to bet on the Race of 8 Winds and the events at the Hollow Tower. Then there is a another inn that is on Lower Dura called the Anvil. It's kind of a really poorly maintained inn. And then there is a curious tavern known as the Broken Mirror, which changes its appearance and theme every week, which is kind of cool.
Well, I'm here. I like the sound of the casino and of the whatchamacallit, the one that changes its appearance. I think that's pretty cool.
I agree. Let's do that then.
Okay. All right. So
I don't want to do that.
Which one?
Either of those things. I would like to perhaps loiter around the outside of the university to see if I can discern anything going on there, and glean a way to infiltrate and speak to the Sphinx.
okay.
We're still gonna do that. I just needed to talk to y'all for a minute.
Yeah. No, you can still do that. It was just a matter of it was brought up to possibly find somewhere to stay. So I was
Oh,
going.
I thought we had a place, the Golden Horn.
Well, that is where you have met your contact here, but you are currently just outside of the university area, and this is one of the yeah, it is on. You guys are currently on the Memphis Plateau, which is where the university is. So yes, so there is the Golden Horn here. This is a wealthy inn, which includes actually a library, a few large meeting rooms, a small concert hall, and the like.
Okay, but we've discerned that we don't want to talk here.
Just duck into the meeting room for a minute.
Yeah, you can do that.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, I'm gonna go in there, make sure we're not being listened to, and then I'm going to get very, very serious. You all have to swear to me right now that you will not leave me there.
No, why would we leave you, Cinta? You're part of our group.
Is this about some sort of academic allergy you possess?
You could call it that. I have an allergy to being dumped places I don't belong.
We will
Have
make sure that you come with us, and you come with us and you leave with us. We will not leave you behind, Cinta. Don't you worry.
Have you been dropped at this school before?
They tried. Managed to get away before we actually got to school, but it was attempted, yes.
I am concerned that you don't appreciate the value of an education, but I do respect your wishes.
I would much rather get my education from you. Okay, that's it. We don't have to talk about this ever again. Don't leave me there.
Okay.
Fair
I will
enough.
make sure that does not occur.
Thank you.
Well, I suppose we should go and secure some lodgings for the evening. Krabus does his best to snake out the feel of the university.
Well, we are in the inn right across from the university. Perhaps sometimes members of the university patronize this place.
I mean,
Sometimes.
they might, but actually, would I know what they look like being from here now?
There's not necessarily. This is a large university, so there's all kinds of different types of academics that are in and out of here.
Is
They have to
there
wait.
any kind of uniform that the students wear, or
There is
any kind
not.
of like
Nope.
like a necklace or anything? Okay.
Nope. Nope. But you do know that I would say you would know that there is you can purchase a day pass to the library here if you want to get onto campus.
Well, I think that's a means into the university that we could use.
Being from here, Dorian, I would say that you at least are aware. The master of Morgrave University comes from the line of the family, the Morgrave family, and at least when you left, that was Larian Morgrave. Yeah. Yeah. So there is the university is built atop of the Delanian Tower, which is a grand stronghold crowned by the domed roof of Lareth Hall, the university's administration and faculty office. There are 5 spires that encircle the tower, each named after one of the 5 nations and serving as a hall of residence for students from that nation. So, yeah, there is a bunch of different, places that you can go on campus. But you were told that Zell was the one that Z had talked to, and you can actually learn that he is. Let's see. He is in the section known as. Let's see here. His office is inside the university library. So. Yep.
Is there any kind of
Whose
like,
office is this?
Zell Mar, the person that Z was telling you about.
they have like campus-wide mail service or something? Like, can we drop a note for somebody and
Possibly. Yeah.
So if we wanted to talk to Zelmar, we could get a day pass to the library.
Correct.
Yeah, it's just talking to Sphinx stuff.
Yep. Now, my question for you is, before you head over to the university proper, do you change clothes or do you go in your clothing that would have been appropriate for salvation?
Well, we definitely have to go shopping and dress a little bit nicer. You know, we want to look good around here. Now, don't worry, Cinder.
Why not look good?
Well, you could use a little bit of shining. Just a little buffing, you know. Shine you up, make you nice and sparkly.
As my mother would say, you smell of the outside.
Now, don't worry, Cinder. We'll make sure to find you some with a hood, because we know you love your hood.
Would it be more inconspicuous to just stay hooded or to be more drastic in my thing?
Probably would stick out a little bit more in a hood. Oh, well, there you go. Creebus, you got you. As he prestidigitates himself shiny and clean. Good job.
Okay, then at wherever they stop and get all their clothes and everything, I will go into the changing room and I will change.
Okay. Okay. So, as you, okay. I would say, let's see, fancy clothing, or fancy-ish compared to normal, clothing. Let's see here.
I think the word you're looking for is respectable.
Well, yeah, that's true too. Let's see. So, that would fall under. Let's see. Scrolling. So fine clothing is 15 gold. I would say you would easily get clothing that would be acceptable here for 15 gold.
Zosk's gonna let her hair down instead of having it in the ponytail and kind of style it a little bit in the way she used to do when she was a noble lady.
Okay. All right. And, okay. You don't have to, for the purposes of this, describe your outfit. I'm just saying, if you guys choose to get clothing that are not adventurer's clothes, it would be 15 gold. So,
As long as I can find something that matches my hat.
of course you can. Yeah, totally. All right. Okay. So, all right. As you guys are doing all of this and shopping, like, you realize that this is probably the nicest outfit you've ever seen Zraha wearing, by the way. As the they are still within their paladin armor, but it is the shiny and it is beautiful. Yeah, a lot different than the traditional, you know, knockoff stuff that you normally see them in. And all of their clothing is immaculate. So
whenever we get the stuff, I'm gonna say, all right, don't freak out. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna change. I'll be right back out, and I'll be.
Okay. All right. And as you okay. All right. Huh? Yeah. So you are changing. Okay. And when they come back out, you see that they, well, you saw Cinder Striker go in to this dressing room area, and the person who comes back out is not the person that you saw go in. As you see a well, what do they see, Cinder Striker?
We see a tabaxi dressed in very nice clothing, very looks very approachable and charismatic, and is very confident, standing straight upright, very much not like how Cinder Striker is.
Okay.
Just call me Sin.
How many different forms do you take?
As many as necessary.
Fair enough.
Well, there you go. So you now have, in place of Cinder Striker's human form, or half-elf form, you have a tabaxi. Dressed in the clothing that you saw them purchase. Or sorry, no, you had those clothes. That's right. That's right, you did have those clothes. Okay. All right. So, with that, yeah. Okay. Are you purchasing the day passes for the library?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. And so while you guys were shopping, Zaraha will go purchase those for you. All right.
I want to pull Cinder Striker aside, and I want to talk to them and ask them, "Hey, Cinder Striker, how do you have that ability to change?"
Just something I was born with.
So, you're a changeling.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm gonna briefly shift my hair color and say, "Well, a changeling, if you're like me, then that means that that's what we are. I can change my appearance too. I just haven't been doing it."
Cool. That's. I don't know.
Well, if you have any questions, I mean, seems like you've mastered it pretty well at such a young age. And I'm going to change my hair color back. Don't let anybody take advantage of that power. It's a great power to have, but some people have been known to use people of our kind.
Yeah, people underestimate me and think they can make me do whatever they want. It doesn't usually work out well.
I'm glad to hear it. glad to hear it. Definitely protect yourself as much as you can. And I'm going to return back to the party.
Okay.
I was nursing a drink. I didn't pay attention to any of that.
Of course not. Of course not. And you're very surprised when you look up and you see a tabaxi standing there with your party. And
I heard a question.
Cinder Striker nowhere to be found. So, yeah.
I just questioned Cinder Striker a minute ago.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, other than that, it's just you know, that's the only thing you really, like, pay attention to. You're like, okay, that's weird. It's still weird. Still weird, but okay, sure.
I mean, I haven't seen more of Raven than I'm sure many.
We don't need to talk
others.
about.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So I'm assuming, having seen more, like something to that effect, I would be smart enough to start putting 2 and 2 together.
And
Be my
hopefully
guess.
coming up with somewhere near 4. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Also, whenever you guys start flirting, I'm just going.
You got a hairball over there, do you?
She's still at that age.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Well, then just for that, I'm going to go over and give my dear Raven some sugar.
Oh, Dorian.
Try and break him up with a cane.
I love it. I love it. I'm here for it.
You've got the, on one hand the young one that doesn't want to see it, and then you've got the old guy that doesn't want to see it. You got you a mess going on, guys.
Oh, look, Cinder Striker, look at this. I'm going to hold Raven's hand.
Oh, now, Doran, don't tease the child. No, it's not for everybody.
Better than what you were doing a second ago.
I mean, that's true. It's more G-rated, you know.
Mm-hmm. Boy. All right.
Gentlemen does not discuss such matters.
It is about this time that Zaraha walks up with the day passes for the library and says, and she kind of looks at Cinder Striker, says, where's Cinder Striker?
Well, they're right here. And I kind of just to the tabaxi.
No, that's a tabaxi.
You just kind of learn to go with it after a while.
She kind of looks at you and just looks very confused.
Nice to see you again. We met briefly in passing in Salvation a while ago.
Okay. Right.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
Apparently. Okay. Huh. And she will insight check you. Because you have not, I don't know. She doesn't recognize this look. And then, like, the way that you say that, the mannerism you say that in, like, she's very confused. And then, the look that she gives you, though, she just kind of looks at everybody else. And says, okay, sure. All right, go with it. Okay, all right. So, here's the passes, and she hands them each to you.
How much do these cost us?
1 gold. She says, I got it. You guys saved me, so...
But please, be calm. This is Cinder Striker, I assure you.
Okay.
You seem reluctant to believe this.
I'll go with it. Like you said, just go with it. Okay, I got it. All right. I'm sure Cinder Circle will show up around here sometime soon. So, you guys can head over to the university. I would like, I would actually like everybody to roll me a d20, please.
Everyone?
Everybody.
Ooh.
Okay. Raven, roll me a d6 to find out what it is you notice about the college when you go onto campus. Okay. All right. So, as you approach the campus of the university, you see that the gates are, you're opened with the showing of your pass to the library, and you the person standing at the gate points you to the general direction of the library. And as you guys pass through this beautiful courtyard, Raven, you see a professor seeming to be holding a class here out in the courtyard as he recounts the day of mourning from his first-hand experience on the border between the two countries of Cry and Thane. It is just as you get past there, right as you get close enough to the library building proper, that I would like everybody to please give me a dexterity saving throw.
Is this a new day?
Nope, same day.
We're doing great, guys.
Hell.
Okay.
13.
Okay. Thankfully, it is just in time that you all see it as students swoop past on crystal flying devices known as soar sleds that are clearly having some sort of race through the courtyard. And thankfully, you are able to move out of the way and are not knocked over by these students swooping past.
Slow down!
You whippersnappers.
Arthur, do you shake your staff at them?
Absolutely.
Okay, just checking. Just checking. All right. With that, you enter into the Morgrave University Library. And this is by far a beautiful library. Yes, and it is with that that we will take our break, and when we come back, you will get the description of the library. So we will be back in just a few minutes to pick up our adventure. See you then. Alright, and welcome back to DMS Adventurers Tavern, where adventure is always on the menu. We are back within the town of Sharn, the City of Towers, with our Eberron Oracle of War campaign, and our group has just gotten to the university as they step into the library. Okay. And a beautiful, very very beautifully decorated library here within the Morgrave campus. And it is not hard at all to find Zelmar's office as Zaraha takes you directly to his office door and knocks. And you see the door is opened by a lengthy young man with long brown hair and pale skin, wearing blue-gray robes. Behind him, you see a cluttered office filled with machine parts and metalworking tools, as well as papers strewn everywhere. As he ushers, he sees who is there and ushers you all inside. You notice that he immediately takes a look at Krebus, and he seems to circle around you as you enter in, and kind of muttering to himself before pulling out a small notebook and taking down some notes. And he starts just peppering you with questions, Krebus. What is it like to be built only for war? What is your primary function during the last war? When were you built? Do you have feelings? What is your main purpose?
Friend. That's
Oh.
That's rude.
As you chastise him, he immediately blushes crimson colored and he's like, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
That is okay, but I cannot answer all of your questions as I do not know myself.
Oh, interesting. Sorry. I worked in military research during the last war, and I never really got to see the fruits of my labors on the front line, and so I guess it gets the best of me when I see one in person.
Well, perhaps you have means to determine the answers to these questions within me. I mean, I don't really know what house I belong to or what my initial purpose was, but I do know now what my purpose is.
Oh. Interesting. Perhaps if you'd be so willing, I would love to work with you with that. That would be amazing.
I would be willing to do so, but right now we are taking a look at the library and enjoying it on our day pass.
Right. Business. That's not what you came here for. Got it. Okay. So if what your friend here has told me is correct, you may or may not be in possession of the Oracle of War? Or at the very least that you heard it speak a phrase and you were with it during that time?
We can neither confirm nor deny.
Okay.
What did you say? I couldn't hear you, King.
Can either
So we can
confirm nor deny. Well, if you were to have the actual thing in your possession, I could try to study it and perhaps find out why it told you what it told you. I mean, it is safe in this room if, away from other prying eyes.
This is kind of out of character, but did we determine as a party what our gambit was regarding the Oracle?
Not to my knowledge.
I don't believe
They
so.
just not letting those people who came trying to murder everyone get it, and then just keeping it under wraps so more people don't try and kill us. That's kind of the extent of it.
Okay, I want to kind of like see if I can discern the motives of this character.
Okay. Give me an insight check into this guy. Okay. As he's he kind of starts, asking you guys these questions. He seems to see your hesitations, and he says, "Okay, I should probably explain a little bit about myself. As a teenager, I grew up in Anandar, and as a teenager, I was inducted into the Arcane Congress as a military researcher. But, I left that country soon after the Day of Mourning, and I earned my place here within the university through hard work and many hours of study. My specialty and what led Z over here to come see me is I specialize in the combination of machinery and magic. Even though I'm not an artificer, I tinker on my own projects. And when I was with the Congress, we were working on a thing that is close to what I have come to understand from this side, was like the Oracle of War. And you see, he is you get the feeling that he is as interested in the machine for its just the abundance of seeing something he had worked on the theological side, not actually seeing it come to fruition, as much as he is hoping that he's focusing on understanding how the world works and stuff. But you get that he is being truthful in everything he has said so far, and he just wants to figure out the latest piece of information that he can.
Perhaps we were on the battlefield when we did hear. Were we calling it Clarence? Was that something else? Am I thinking of some other adventure?
I don't remember the name of the Oracle.
Okay, never mind. We may have been on the battlefield when we did hear such a machine speaking.
Okay. Well, I know that Z had said something about hearing a part of the Draconic Prophecy. Is that correct? I mean, I myself am no expert in divination, but I do know that here on campus there's a Sphinx named Flamewind that came here a couple of years ago. She might be able to help you with that part. But I don't know.
Do we need an audience for that to work?
Wouldn't I know the words that were spoken?
You would.
I don't have them written down.
I have them.
When dark
I just put it
lanterns
in.
flicker in the light of the silver torch, the King of Green rides north on a bolt of steel. Two nations prepare for war, all eyes turn to sky blue.
Can this guy get us to the Sphinx?
Perhaps. I can, perhaps.
What would that take?
Well. You see, well, there's this woman. She's beautiful and brilliant, but it took me forever to ask her out on a date, and I mean, she said yes to dinner tonight, but I know I'm gonna screw it up. I know I will. I'm useless around women. I mean, could you help me find a way to impress her, maybe?
He's asking for date advice.
Well,
We
well,
have
well,
two
from
hours
a-
here. I think we're
I
good.
think it's time for Dorian, Crevis, and Raven to take the lead.
Okay, but wait a minute. Now, you can't do anything to her mind. No charms, no controls, or anything like that. If you have
Oh,
to
no.
do something to affect her reasoning, that would just not be okay.
Oh, honey, I don't know what dating advice you've gotten in the past, but never, ever mess with a woman's mind, because she will know.
Okay.
What is his manner of dress?
He is currently just in gray and black robes.
Oh boy.
Gray
Alright,
and blue
well.
robes. Very much, very much the academic that he is.
Your clothes, while suitable for the job, are quite drab, dreary, and boring.
Okay.
A gentleman must wear clothes that will capture a lady's eye the moment he sets foot in the room.
Exactly.
Okay.
So first and foremost, Dorian needs to take you shopping.
Okay. The date's in like an hour, though.
What?
Oh, lordy. I'm gonna
Perhaps we should find out more information about your date. Can you tell us something about her?
Sure. She's she's really tall, half orc. She's got this deeply tan skin, dark red hair that she usually wears it in a braid. And he pulls out this little notebook, and you see he kind of proceeds to go through it. I'm gonna see if it's gonna let me share this with you. Yeah. Nope, it doesn't. Error. Why is it giving me an error? That's dumb. There is a thing that says Zell's notes.
Yeah, it showed up on mine.
We can see it.
Okay.
I can see it.
All right. Well, it gave me an error on the stream. So, so he goes on to and he kind of hands over the notebook, and he says, this is all the notes that I that I've written out. When I saw her this morning, she had an elaborate fishtail braid and was wearing an embroidered navy tunic over some leather breeches. I'm meeting her at a tavern called Detention. It's somewhere that she goes regularly, so other people there know her. Um, and, yeah,
What manner of tavern is this? Or the gutter style? Is it highbone?
I haven't been there myself, but, hold on, let me see if it's gonna give me which part of town this is. It's a short walk from the university, and a student favorite. It is a large 2-story tavern that serves delicious food and drink.
So we could just walk over there and see for ourselves.
You could, yes.
That's assuming she's there this early.
Well, he says, maybe you could, you could go early and, and he pulls like 2 little small stones with faces carved onto them, and he says, I've spent like the last month boistering the enchantments on these sending stones so they can work like 6 times in a day, after which they'll return to their normal rate once a day. But for one time they can do 6 times in a 24-hour time period.
Well,
Perhaps you should have also spent some money on some beads that she could braid into her hair.
Oh, that would have been good.
Well, it seems like
Is
something.
there such a shop nearby?
I don't know.
Well, then why don't we do this since there are so many of us? Why don't Raven and you and the others can go skulk out the young mistress at the tavern while the rest of us take this gentleman to be properly fitted? I suppose we could poke around my old shiffer robe and find you something suitable.
Well, before we
Well,
separate, Creebus,
she-
do you know any sea shanties by chance?
I do know some sea shanties, but also I did notice that from your notes, that she prefers people talking about her magic skills, and not her looks. Perhaps she appreciates the same in a suitor, that she prefers their skills, your skills, and not your looks.
Oh, maybe. That's good. Well, maybe if you guys could like find a spot to be at the tavern, maybe you could provide help or guidance that you could share over the sending stones during the date, maybe.
We could certainly try, I guess.
We're still gonna get him cleaned up.
Oh yes, definitely getting cleaned up.
I'll try to find a great spot for the in the tavern for them. I guess.
Okay.
And I will scan my databanks for funny jokes,
Okay.
clever jokes, like word puns, and
Okay.
etc. that she could appreciate.
Perfect.
Warforged can do that?
I mean, why not, right?
I am a lore bard,
Mhm.
so
Yes,
I do
definitely.
know a few things. And what about the folklore and stories from the last war? He knows a lot of the war stuff, right?
He does, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's incorporating that into conversation. That's probably one of the reasons she accepted a date with him.
I mean, so one of the things is she clearly finds him attractive enough to say yes to the date. So from that standpoint, and yeah. He will emphasize that, like, he just wants her to, to have a good time, to and you get more along the lines of not necessarily trying to score her going home with him as much as a actual, like, trying to make sure that she has a good time and respects him at the end of the evening. So it's not a him trying to get laid kind of situation as much as a, her to be his girlfriend kind of situation.
Well, of course, but still gotta charm her.
Right.
I do want to consult with our party, and not him.
Okay.
One of the things that I'm going to think about is, she likes these stories and everything, but perhaps he could be telling her a story that she knows something about and makes a mistake, like in a name or a date or something, because she doesn't like people to act like they're smarter than her. And he is just imparting knowledge, but if we give him the opportunity, unbeknownst to him, to be corrected by her, she might appreciate that.
She might think him a fool.
I didn't say a glaring error. I said a minor error. An A instead of an E in a name, or a date that's slightly transposed or something, but close.
I do like what you're saying.
But I mean, we relayed the story incorrectly to him.
Yeah, so he wouldn't realize that.
So then she can't discern that he is purposefully allowing her to correct it.
I like it. I'm feeling it.
Okay. He will also tell you there is a bouncer there at the tavern that I bet would know more information about her that maybe I don't know. His name is Bumper. He's a Warforged bouncer there. He can tell when
that's a friend of her.
Well, he can tell when people are having a good time and when things are getting out of hand. So he might know more information, maybe.
Right.
And the owner of the bar's name is Brandy.
You don't want to go in there knowing everything about her. That can come off as really creepy.
Also true.
Oh, fanboyish.
And if you know everything about her, then what are you going to talk about? You have to let her tell you about her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is all good information. Good information.
Does he know how to play dice by chance?
Well, just so you know, he is a noble. Zell is a noble. So there is a possibility that he could, yes.
I mean, if she's into it, that would be a good icebreaker, is offer a game.
Okay. That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. And you see, like, he takes the book back and he's making more notes in the book as as it's going. Okay. Alright. Okay. This is all good information. Good information. Okay. Yes, I like this. This is good. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, if we're going shopping, we should probably do it now because it could take a long time.
Agreed.
I head into the tavern now.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So you can head to the tavern and you do find a Warforged out front. He has a large crested helmet merged with his head armor, which gives him a slight illusion of having like long hair. It's kind of cool looking. But he stands with his arms crossed all the time. Like you see him, as he's acknowledging people and and he you see he chats with some of the people as they're, going into the bar. Stuff that you pick up, though, is that he doesn't seem to have a sense of humor, as if whenever somebody cracks a joke, he doesn't seem to laugh.
Is it just me by myself, or who's with me?
Who else is going to
I
the
was
tavern?
gonna go with you.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and go as well.
Okay. All right. So, as you approach the tavern and you go in, it's a fairly nice tavern. You see that it is you can walk up. You see it's very, very much reminiscent of like student tavern kind of situation. And yeah, Bumper acknowledges you as you walk up, and he says, "Welcome to detention."
We have a friend coming on a date here, and he wanted to set it up real nice and special.
Okay.
Yeah, any place for a soon-to-be couple, in a way?
Sure. There's lots of tables inside. Yes. There's some. There's lots of tables. There's by the fireplace. There's not by the fireplace. There's by the door. It's up to where you think they would like to sit.
Ah, well, do you know Gia, by chance?
Yes, Gia is a nice lady.
Where does she usually prefer to sit?
I think, well, when she comes to study, she's usually studies by the fire.
Can we reserve a table for our friend by the fireplace?
I suppose so. Don't
Perfect.
really do reserved tables, but I'm sure
mean,
you could probably talk to the servers and have them do that. Yes.
I mean, I'm sure for a little bit of extra gold, they'd be happy to. So let me talk to a server.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Have fun in detention.
Well,
Why'd
always.
they pick the name Detention for?
I don't
Tavern.
know. I just work here.
Do you like your job, though?
It's a good job. I get to talk to many people.
Well, I think we're gonna look for one of the servants. Do we see the barkeep nearby?
Inside detention, yes. Cremus would know why it was called detention, but he's helping. Yeah, he's in the clothing department, yes.
Alright, so I'm gonna go find one of the servers.
Okay, you do so easily enough. And when you guys go in, and every time, when you guys walk in, Bumper does specifically say, "Have fun in detention."
Alright, so, excuse me, I would like to... My friend is going on a date here with a very special lady. He's very, very interested in this woman.
Oh, okay.
And we'd like to reserve a table by the fireplace for them ahead of time, wants to make a good impression, and we've heard that she likes to sit by the fireplace herself.
Okay, we don't tend to do reserved seats, but
I hold out 10 gold. What was that?
Sure, no problem at all. Do you have how many people, you just said 2?
Yes, just 2, and perhaps we get a tablecloth on the table too, just make it look a little bit nicer.
Of course.
Maybe some candles,
Sure, we can do that. We can.
Fantastic.
Yeah. We we can totally do that. Oh, okay. And what name do we need to put this reservation under?
Shit, what's his name?
That's a weird reservation name.
It is a weird reservation name.
It's Zelmar.
Zelmar. Yep. And Gia.
Yes, Zelma and Gia. And is there anywhere nearby we can buy some flowers, perhaps?
Yeah, just down the street's a flower shop.
I'm gonna hand 15 gold to Joe. Joe, be a dear. Can you go get some flowers while we set up the table?
Okay, sure.
Okay. Wait, you're not talking. Wait, you said Gia.
Yes, Gia. What about? Is there anything we should know about her?
I didn't know that she was dating anyone.
Oh, it's just the first date. Nothing official yet, but he really does like her and respect her, and it's really sweet. And we just want to make sure this goes really well.
Okay. So Zell finally asked her, huh?
Oh, yes, he did, and he is very nervous, but we're making sure everything goes well. Do you happen to know her favorite drink by chance, if we can have that ready to go over here?
Give me a persuasion check. Oh, that's terrible, but it is enough to get you the information you're looking for. Her favorite is Starview red wine.
Oh, then definitely get him a bottle of that. How much will that cost?
Bottle is 2 gold.
Alright, let's get them 3 bottles, and I hand him 6 gold.
Okay. Okay. And, like, you see this server is got, notebook out, taking notes, before they turn to another one and, yelling, to go get, 3 bottles of Starview Red, and, yeah.
You did remember the part where he's not just trying to get lucky, right?
Yes, but if he has her favorite things ready, romance, it's all part of the game.
Yeah, but 3 bottles can look like you're just trying to get somebody drunk.
Well, no, some's for her to take home. If it's her favorite, they don't have to drink it all tonight. I mean, if she's a larger woman, 3 bottles isn't going to be a whole lot for her.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it to the experts.
Okay.
All right, and then what's her favorite meal to have?
The person stops and goes, roll me another persuasion check. Do better this time, though.
Why does this person hate romance? Why are they standing in the way of this romance?
That was better. That was enough. You catch one of the other servers comes up and says, she likes grilled marinated venison steak with lemon zested roasted carrots.
Ooh, that sounds delectable. All right, go ahead and have the 2 of those ordered for this table as well. They should be here in about, and I'm like, is there any timepiece that I can kind of look around?
45 minutes.
In about 4 to 5 minutes, have that ready, That way they don't have any awkwardness of servers interrupting them to take the order. The use.
Okay. Sure. We can definitely get that taken care of.
Fantastic.
Susan,
Uh-huh.
can I make a history check to try to remember what's in that note? Did it say anything about algae or anything like that?
I don't know. Did it? Go ahead and roll me a history check.
Well, this would be bad if I picked the flowers. And
It would be bad if you pick flowers that she's allergic to. It's true. Alright. 12.
He'll point on that.
I mean, it's a double digit, which is a good sign. Alright.
13. Ha!
Okay.
I don't think the rolls for this are too high.
I mean... Yeah? You, you, hmm, yeah, you could do well with that information. To make sure and, not necessarily, order what are her, favorite flowers as much as just flowers from her home. So you are able to do that, yes.
Alright.
Okay. And we'll say you can get a decent selection of flowers for a gold. Yeah. So, okay. As you are taking care of all of this, you have, what is the word I'm looking for? Paved the way for less suspicion by the amount of gold that you've dropped so far. But they're like, yeah, there's a couple that are kind of a little hesitant, but it's more just the that than anything. But let's see here. Krebus and Dorian, please roll me an investigation check to see if you can find the things that you are looking to purchase for this guy. Okay. 14 is exactly what you needed. So you guys are able to find him some clothing choices that are much better and you're much happier with. And anything else that you would like to purchase on his behalf.
He's definitely getting some cologne.
Okay.
Well, and some beads for her hair.
There you go. Okay.
And a corsage.
All right.
Actually, I think I can just tinker with one of the buttons on his jacket to make it emit the smell of cologne without having to buy any.
Yeah, but you're not with them, are you?
Actually,
Or were you going with the guys?
I had never made a decision. I was just sort of living in the moment, but I think I'd probably be at the bar more likely.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
I mean, that's generally how it goes.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right. Is there anything else that needs to be done on the tavern side of this date?
No, I believe we're all prepared.
Okay. You turn around and Cinder Striker is not behind you any longer. You see they are, well, actually, give me a perception check.
Okay.
Anyone who is at the tavern as of right now.
Oh, that's all right now.
So, I would say by this point you've come back, Joe.
Okay.
Okay. Joe, you have no idea where Cinder Striker is. Arthur, you look around and you're like, okay, they're probably around here somewhere.
Bathroom.
Yeah, probably. Raven, you look around for that Tabaxi version of Cinder Striker and you don't see them, but you do see back in their traditional hood up outfit over in the corner is a half elf that you recognize as Cinder Striker with a drink in their hand.
What? See you back to your usual self. I like it, Cinder Striker. When we go back to university, if you want to change, you're more than welcome to, but that's totally up to you.
You very much look like a student at the moment, Cinder Striker.
Okay.
Very much back in that teenage persona. Okay. So with that, it's about 45 minutes or so later, that you, everyone that is at the tavern, you you see a female half-orc matching the description that that was given to you by Zell walk in, and she walks up to the bar, and let's see here, Joe, Arthur, Raven, and Cinder Striker, please. Oh no, you're fine. You're totally fine, Arthur. Please give me a perception check to see if anyone hears the conversation that she has. Okay. Cinder Striker, you immediately hear her go up to one of the servers and says, "So, I was told at the door that there was a table set aside, reserved or something?" And the server's like, yeah, come. And they take her over to the table that you guys had set up for her. As you see, she is seated at a table for two near the fireplace. And it is just shortly after, like, as in just about the time she gets settled and everything, you all see, followed short, a few steps behind by the rest of your party, you see Zell walk in. What kind of outfit did you get for him, just out of curiosity?
Something appropriate for a gentleman.
Okay.
An academic gentleman, I hope.
Something similar to my time, but with probably different shades of color and maybe a lighter fabric.
Okay.
A little bit of velvet, not velveteen. A gentleman must learn the difference.
Okay.
Pocket watch, shined shoes. His hair's been done. Of course, it's been spritzed with a nice cologne.
Okay. As you see him walk in, you see he sees her, and you see this giant smile as and it, those of you within the tavern, you can tell it is a nervous smile, but he goes over and sits down with her. Now, those of you who went shopping with him, he gave one of you the other stone. Who has it?
I would assume I would.
Okay. All right. As the server comes over with the bottle of wine and pours them each a glass, I would like for you, Dorian, to please roll a d8 for me, please. 4. Okay. So, you see that he notices the fact that this is Starview red wine, and he kind of smiles a little bit, and he says, and she makes a comment about, "Oh wow, I didn't even have to order. This is wow." And he says, "Well, I had them set aside. Your favorite. I know it's your favorite." And knowing that you guys clearly had done this, but it is that they do a little bit of small talk, and it's about 10 minutes into this date that Zell tells her that he has a good joke. However,
oh no,
he pauses, and you notice that the way that he is sitting, he is able to look towards you guys, as if waiting for a little help over the sending stones.
Are we just sitting on the other end of the bar behind a hedge with a pair of binoculars and a walkie-talkie?
Kinda, yeah. Kinda. So, do you help him with this?
We should. Looking down at the, did Krabus take written notes, or was he just reciting these jokes?
I don't know. So, Krabus, you say that over the sending stone?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he says that, and, he hears it, and he says, oh, okay, I got it. Sorry, had to remember sorry. What do you call a warforged dog? And she says, I don't know. What? And he says, he kind of laughs to himself, and he says, Rex Machina, of course. And she just, she laughs. She thinks it's the funniest thing.
Is it a genuine laugh or just a
like a
shady
genuine laugh. And we'll see how well his presentation went. His presentation was not great, but she laughed.
That should be the number of psychic damage we all take from hearing that joke.
I mean, right? Uh-huh. Okay. That was pretty funny. I will, you know what? I will give this to you. Krabus, you have DM inspiration for that. That was pretty funny.
I'm like, I like that.
That was pretty good.
It
Okay.
was kind of dumb, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So, yeah. He seems relieved when she laughs. And it isn't too long later that like it's right after that he kind of flags down a server and says, excuse me, we would like to order. To which the server says, Zell, it's already been ordered. And he goes, oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I forgot. I'm sorry. Yes. And the server's like, it'll be out in just a few minutes. Okay, you're gonna order the same exact food?
I saved some seats kind of around with my glares, so.
Okay.
Wait, we didn't choose a dessert, did we?
You did not.
Did not.
Then I too will flag down a server.
Okay.
And I will instruct said server to bring them, when the time comes, a molten lava chocolate cake.
Ooh.
Okay. They don't know what that is, but okay. But you can go ahead and explain, and they're like, okay, oh, yeah, that's not what we call it here, but yeah, I got you. Like cats.
Cats can't really taste sweet.
No, but Dylan can taste sweet, because he
No, Dylan can taste Sugar Rush.
can taste Sugar Rush, exactly.
He likes whipped cream, and then he runs around all crazy, and then he just crashes wherever he stops.
Yeah. Krabus, would you please roll me a d8 for the next of the events that happened during the date?
Roll well.
8.
Don't fuck this up.
Oh. So as the after the server leaves the table, there is an awkward silence that kind of hits the table as Zell is like, okay.
Ask her about her work.
So what have you been doing at work?
Oh, Lord.
And he will, let's see how well he does with this. Oh, better.
Oh, much.
Oh, that is not going to happen again anytime soon. Okay. All right. He seems to play it off, and she will tell him, goes into telling all about, her classes and, all of this stuff, and you realize through this conversation She is a student, not a teacher.
He a teacher?
Wait,
He's a teacher.
Ah, shit. Yeah.
Hold on, before we start jumping to conclusions and such.
She is they're kind of the equivalent of for her doctorate. So like, you know, she could be old enough to be teaching as well, but she is there, you know, finishing up her education.
Is he her teacher?
He is not her teacher.
Because that would be weird.
That would be weird. That would be very weird.
Perhaps you should ask her what she is hoping to do with her degree after she finishes.
Okay. It is about that time that dinner arrives, and the fact that the dinner that was ordered is her favorite meal scores him a few more points.
See.
And he actually plays it off and says, "Yeah, I don't actually think I've ever tried this. It sounded so good, I thought I'd get it for us both." And so he does well with that. Raven, go ahead and roll me a D8, please.
Big money, no whammies. Big money, no whammies.
3. Okay. Over the course of the meal, she tells him about her latest transmutation class, where she learned how to cast Rope Trick.
Ooh.
And the conversation actually turns into a very thoughtful, then even playful discussion about extra-dimensional space. And let's see how well he does with this. Okay. Yeah, he's doing better. It was that first one that just he was still very nervous, but you know, he's getting better at this.
Yeah, now he's doing the Felthus theory of dating, which is talk about a bunch of nerdy stuff he likes.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. All right. So, I mean, yeah. Okay.
Let's see if I can stay away through his long lore and descriptions.
Okay. So let's see
I don't
here.
know how I feel.
Cinder Striker, roll me a D8.
I'm not a part of this. I'm just watching.
I know, but I'm working my way through everybody here. Alright, there is another awkward silence after the plates were taken away, before dessert is brought, of course. Yeah, what are you guys gonna do?
Hold on. Let's see, asked about her work, what she hopes to do with her degree.
Tell her a story. Tell the story.
A story about what? This man clearly cannot think on his feet.
The ones Trebus taught him.
Folklore.
Okay, if that's what you want to do. This awkward silence, you know, he pours another glass of wine for both of them. We will even go so far as to say they are on bottle number 2.
Ooh. That means it's a good date.
Not
Wait, what?
necessarily.
In Raven's world, that means it's a good date.
Okay.
Well, let's see. It's a large restaurant.
Uh-huh.
Is there any live musical performances?
There is not.
Well, perhaps there can be.
Yeah, if you sing, we could have him ask her to dance.
Exactly. I'm gonna go up to the barkeep and say, "Excuse me, I noticed you don't have any live music here, and I myself am a bit of a talent with my flute.
Okay.
So perhaps, I could put some loud music on.
Sure.
Kribus?
How?
The
Kribus?
amount of money you've dropped, I feel like to do anything.
Yeah, no, they're like, sure. Okay.
Alright.
They're definitely not telling you no. I just want to point out.
Exactly. They're not telling me no, so. Alright. I'm gonna wave over Kribus. Kribus? Are you a musical tap as well?
Excuse me?
Are you a musical tap?
Am I musical?
Yes.
I'm good with percussion instruments.
Perfect. Do you have any on you?
Yes.
Perfect. You're gonna perform with me.
Okay.
We're gonna perform some sea shanties, some good dancing ones.
Yeah, the good dancing sea
I
shanty.
was gonna say I don't know that I've ever heard a good dancing sea shanty before, but okay.
You haven't heard any good ones where people can do a nice jig too.
Okay.
You've never heard of the good ship Venus?
No, as in like in D&D purposes. I don't know that I've heard.
I can't repeat any of the lyrics of the good ship Venus.
No, you cannot. You
Oh.
cannot.
There you go, ribbon dance.
There you go. Okay.
So yes, we're gonna start performing a little bit of a sea shanty that we both know, something nice and upbeat that you can ask her to dance to.
I will instruct him to ask her to dance.
Okay.
Make sure he waits till the music starts.
Okay.
I was gonna say, make sure he waits till this music, because otherwise it's gonna be awkward.
Good call. Good call.
Uh,
Alright, so I would like from both of you performance checks. Okay.
I want to use Bardic Inspiration on her prior.
Okay.
And I will use Bardic Inspiration on him as well.
Okay.
We will inspire each other.
Sure.
What is it, a D6 right
I
now, I
don't
think?
Kribus needs it. He's good.
Oh, I think
That's
he's
a
good.
D8 if you're 5th level.
Oh, perfect. Alright.
Kribus, you have Bardic Inspiration, but I don't believe you need it.
Oh my god, I rolled an 8 and a crit.
You did. Wow. Okay. It is the best sea shanty. Oh my god. Yeah. The rest of you are watching this, and you're not quite sure how Kribus is playing this hand drum, but it sounds like he's this whole drum line. He is his own drum line. But yeah, so let's see here. Let's see how well he does with the idea. The idea works. Okay. Okay. And let's see how well he does with actual dexterity on this here. Not bad, actually. He has a +1 to dex, so not bad.
I like how he has stats? What?
Oh, he's a noble. Yes.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, he's a noble. Okay. So with that, they get up and they are dancing, and like there's no dance floor here, so it is a little awkward, but they make it work. And by the end of the song, they are both laughing and having a good time with it. As the song ends and they go back to sit down, you all see their dessert has been delivered to the table. And Zell actually kind of looks a little shocked that there's dessert. And then he kind of goes with it. So, Joe, roll me a D8, please.
Okay.
Okay. So, over dessert, JS asks Zell if he's heard any recent stories about the Mornland. And he says, well, actually, I just met some people that were there recently. Yeah, they told me this one story. Let me see if I can remember how it goes. And he waits. And looks out kind of towards your direction.
and has no ability to imprompt anything.
Nope.
And he's a scholar.
Yep. But he is not the type to give lectures that are not already pre-written.
Right, so we're supplying him with information on the Moreland.
Just a recent story about the Moreland. Yep.
Flipping through the book of notes to find something.
So, I mean, as you guys can do it as simple as, one of your stories or whatever.
Yeah, we were just there. We did
just
something
there.
Mormon.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. And let's see how well he does. He recites it back to her quite well and, gets most of the details correct. And it seems that, all in all, this is going quite well. Now, with that, you see, the date is coming to an end. I would like one final roll. Arthur, I would like for you to roll a d8 for me, please. Okay. Yours was more of an odds or evens thing, so I'm glad you landed on evens. Because as the date is winding down and plates have been removed from the table and the wine, the second bottle is gone, you see he seems to clear his throat and says, I must tell you how I feel about you.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, not on the first date.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Abort. I will grab a nearby dinner roll and throw it at the back of his head.
Oh my god.
But I will do so from a hidden vantage point so that she may not see me.
Uh-huh.
I think she'll see the dinner roll
It's like a drum line. This guy has all the majorettes waving red flags.
Hold on. I have a plan.
Okay.
I'll use my mage hand to make sure that roll hits him.
Nice.
Oh my god.
I'll use my
Can we
mage
see
hand to
the
just
mage
smack
hand?
him upside the head.
I was gonna say, that one's probably easier to just smack him upside the head. Oh, you're throwing a dinner roll. Got it. Are you proficient in dinner roll throwing, though?
In this instance, I am.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay. Sure. I'm not so sure about the archery aspect.
It's a throwing item.
Mm-hmm. For 4 points of damage? Okay.
And then that's when we kill the NPC who's on a date.
Right. Well, thankfully he has more than 4 points of health. As the roll hits him, he...
Actually, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm level 5. I'm level 5.
So,
You
I
know
want
what?
to point out the second one doesn't hit.
I'm gonna action surge.
What?
No.
It's raining bread over there now.
Yeah, it is.
Can I ask why he's doing bread over there now?
Because he's about to make the biggest mistake someone can make on a first date.
There's no coming back for that. Okay. It does look like it's a food fight getting out of hand. And you see, as this happens, you see Bumper comes walking in from outside and directly over to Dorian.
I want to take the sending stone from Dorian, And I want to say in Stone, look, you don't want to tell her how you feel yet. Okay? Hold off that till at least the second date. Preferably the third date, but if you really gotta let it out, second date.
As
Now, if you want to ask her,
go ahead.
now if you want to ask her on a second date now, this would be a good time. But you don't need to start. You don't need to tell her you love her. You don't know yet. You barely know her. Okay? Don't be a fool.
He rubbing the back of his head where one of the rolls hit him. He goes, Gia, I really like you, and I was wondering if well, if you had a good time, if you'd be perhaps, well, willing to do this again. And she says, of course. And with that, they will get up and they will walk out of detention.
Success.
See, so I posted that for posterity because I typed that when you were saying that.
That's kind of awesome.
And then I just stopped and said, oh my god.
That's awesome. So, with that, he will, right, he will walk her home, and when they reach, so, is anybody following them, just out of curiosity?
I
I mean, we'll probably follow.
Okay.
Make sure he
I'll
doesn't
do
blow
it
it.
super stealth.
Okay.
At least to the door of the tavern and out to like look across there and watch them.
Oof!
Okay, Cinder Striker.
I tripped.
You
Cinder
do.
Elements.
Alright, well, just for reference, he does
Alf
walk her...
waters down my drinks normally.
Oh!
Why do I keep tripping up?
I don't know. Alright. Y'all are really sucking at stealth right now, but, so, he walks her to her door, and she, goes to give him a hug and proceeds to kiss him briefly on the doorstep.
Oh my god.
After,
Wait, where's his doorstep?
it's her...
You kissed him right on it and out in the open?
Right? And he...
See, it's a good thing I tripped, because I'd be making noises.
Right? So she actually says, asks him if he is free tomorrow.
Ooh.
So with that, she goes inside. And over the sending stone, you hear Zell say, meet me back at my office, please.
We're on it.
And with that, you are able to meet him back at his office, and it is where we will pick up next time. But you
Wait,
have...
but we haven't played second date yet. I was gonna give him advice for the second date.
Oh no, you can do that next week, because he's going on a second date tomorrow.
Woohoo!
And who are you aiming that at?
Dorian brought the dinner rolls with him.
I'm gonna try and catch the dinner roll in my mouth to soak up some alcohol.
Okay. By the way, you also have earned the story award Love Cats, which is awesome, and we'll get a thing later. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. So you have managed to get him a second date that he will go on next week. So, all right, guys, good job. That took a lot longer than I expected, but it was worth it. I think it was worth it anyway, because that was pretty funny.
Mission. Very important side quest, okay?
Very important side quest. Well, in all
that...
actuality, it was in fact part of the module, so there you go.
Yeah, it might help us get to the Sphinx.
It might.
Watch this kid doesn't even have any connection to the Sphinx. He's
so,
going to help on stage.
With that, thank you guys so much for hanging out here within DMS Adventurers Tavern with us. That was a lot of fun, and I hope you will join us tomorrow for our Strict 7 College of Chaos adventure, and then on Monday for our Dragon of Icespire Peak, and hell, next week, next Friday, for maybe date number 2, or at least the aftermath of date number 1. So, yeah. Well, we will see you next time. Thank you for hanging out at DMS Adventures Tavern, where adventure is always on the menu. Thanks, guys.